Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Holly. Today I'm sharing a balsamic mushroom and spinach pasta recipe, and this recipe can be used as a main dish or as a side dish, and I'm doing it as a side dish today. Also, I'm not using everything that they asked for in the recipe, but for it you will need 3 cups of baby spinach, 1 pound of sliced mushrooms, and you will need 8 ounces of linguine. So I'm going to use half of this 16-ounce pack. Also 3 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce, a tablespoon and a half of thinly sliced garlic, a half a teaspoon of black pepper, and 3/4 teaspoon of salt. And I'm not using as much salt as they said. I kind of using about 1/4 of a teaspoon. I will add more if I need it. 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil divided. So I already have 2 tablespoons in the pan. And then I'll use this later in the recipe. And 1/4 of a cup of fresh basil chopped. And my store didn't have the greatest of basil, but I used what I could find. And the other thing was that they asked for that I do not put in this is 6 tablespoons of chopped roasted unsalted pistachios. So the first thing I will add is the mushrooms, and you want to heat your oil and then add the mushrooms, and you want to saute this down until they become soft and start to brown. And once you get to a certain where they're kind of soft, add the garlic cloves, and you want to just mix that in well and cook that down until those become soft and fragrant. So about a minute or so. Add your spinach, and you will cook this until it wilts. Add the balsamic vinegar, and then add the Worcestershire sauce and the salt and pepper, and you want to just make sure you stir everything well. Add the 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, then add the fettuccine or the linguine, whichever one you want to use, and the fresh basil. And then you want to just mix this in. And I like to use the tongs to kind of toss everything. I feel like it incorporates it a little bit better. And this is what that will look like when it's done. And I did add a little bit more salt and a little bit more pepper to this. Also, I'm making a garlic and honey chicken that's going to be baked in the oven. I'm using 4 chicken thighs, and in the back of the chicken thigh I put like 3 slits. I don't know if you could see it or not, and that's what I did to each one, so that way the garlic can be put into that, like it'll soak up into it and flavor it a little bit more. And all I did was just 4 cloves of garlic minced, and then I just rub it into the chicken. And I also like to put some of that garlic underneath the chicken skin. I feel like that helps to flavor it as well. And I think if I would have really thought about it, I would have added some garlic powder or something to the chicken, maybe with some salt and pepper on the chicken itself. But after you do that, and I do wash my hands and everything after that, every time I touch this chicken I do wash my hands, so don't worry about that. Add a tablespoon of olive oil, and you want to just kind of mix it into the chicken a little bit, and that's going to help it to not stick too much to the pan. And the recipe calls for 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. I just added 1/8 of a teaspoon, and also 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. The recipe calls for 3 dashes, but I just added that and just stirred it up really well with 2 tablespoons of honey, and then just drizzle it over the chicken. And I probably would add another tablespoon of the honey and a little bit more salt, just to flavor it a little bit more. But as I said, I wish I would have added some garlic powder to the chicken. I think that would have flavored it even more. And all I'm going to do is cover it with some foil and then put this in the oven on 375. And I will, once I take the foil off, I will baste it and continue to baste it until it's completely done and the skin is brown. And this is what it looks like when they're done. Now, I will say they both had flavor to it, just not very flavorful, not like bold or anything. Will I make it again? I will probably adjust some things and try it. And like I said, I left the pistachios out of the balsamic one, but I just don't like nuts necessarily in my pasta like that. So that could have changed the flavor maybe. It is balsamic-y, so if you like balsamic vinegar, you will have that flavor. The chicken, like I said, was good. It just needed, I think, a little bit more honey maybe to it, but overall that was good. And overall they were both good. I just think they're not as flavorful as I'm used to making. And I also forgot that it called for the spinach pasta, either whole grain or wheat pasta, I believe. So it's supposed to be a healthier recipe. It's from eatingwell.com, and I will leave the links below for both recipes. But that could also be the other reason for it, is being a little bit healthier. But I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in seeing more videos like it, please click that subscribe button and the notification bell. That will notify you when I post new videos. I hope everyone has a blessed day, great week ahead, and thank y'all so much for watching. God bless y'all.